Howdy, and welcome back to Disco Elysium. We're looking for a green truck, I think. That one. I wonder if we couldn't just go looking through all these one by one. Honestly, it might have been quicker to talk
This green found, A to Z, Contemporaire, is parked in the shadow of the ruins looming overhead. It's seen better days.
That's a weird shaped truck, man.
This must be the one he told us about, unless he was lying.
The glass on the side windows is tinted and covered with dust. You can barely make out the shape of a seat and two steering levers. Posters cover the small windows in the back. You can't make out what's on them. It feels like you're peeking into someone's home residence. Inside it's private, cozy, warm, dusty too.
Is it now?
Use the pry bar to smash the window. Open it from the inside. This has been hard enough. No need to make it any harder.
The door is locked. There's no picking this lock. The owner has put special care into it. It's a recessed design.
Okay, well hold on, let me put on. The boombox is not gonna help. I have two pry bars,
This
motherfucker, you
screen
can't stop
found,
me.
A to Z. With a firm grip, you raise the pry bar. A glint of light catching on the tip. Call down the hammer of truth and justice. Release your secrets, lorry cabin.
Release your secrets. Say, fuck the police and then smash it. Smash it apologetically. Or am I pretending to be, like, I'm dressed as the police. I don't think that's gonna work. Welcome to
The
River
window shatters and droplets of glass fly
I don't
everywhere,
fucking know.
shattering over the lorry floor and pavement.
Subtle.
Very subtle.
The smell of cigarettes and perfume welcomes you. The cabin inside is plastered with old movie posters. Actresses smile from the walls. There's a radio transmitter in the front and a toolbox tucked under the driver's seat. Some tools lie scattered near the pedals.
That doesn't seem safe. What if he gets jammed under the brake and he can't stop?
There's something odd about the passenger seat. The seating fabric has been pulled tight over the lower side of the seat where the toolbox should be. These are movie posters featuring starlets from long-forgotten films from the 20s, the teens, even the 90s of the last century. One of them particularly catches your eye, a centerfold of an ingenue attached right above the back seat. There's definitely perfume in the air. It's spicy with a hint of amberette, the remnants of a sweet juniper-scented perfume, probably Grenade No. 5. The actress is draped in a sheath dress, one of her shoulders bared. The faded remains of an autograph run across the poster. She's looking past the camera. A feeling of tenderness washes over you. A longing even, perhaps. And gentle tragedy. Wait, doesn't she resemble someone you know? But you can't put your finger on whom exactly.
There's no way his ex-wife was a movie
The
star.
actresses and the rear actor all smile you a warm goodbye. A radio transmitter is attached to the dashboard and a toolbox sits under the driver's seat.
I'll leave the radio till last.
You wedge yourself under the steering wheel to get a better look. Seems like the few tools lying around here, a hammer, a pair of pliers, a rusty wrench, have been casually thrown there by the disorganized driver.
Yeah, that's so unsafe to have shit just loose around the pedals of a car.
But one odd detail does catch your eye. A piece of sandpaper has been glued to the throttle.
For better grip?
Sandpaper adds extra grip.
Yeah.
Sandpaper? A novel technique? Yes?
Do the honors, he thinks. Connect it yourself.
He's just like kind of sort of half leading me like you do with a kid.
Which means that the missing lady driver was present at the lynching.
I just lined up behind the Chris and then, yay! He figured it out! Good for him! Oh, that's how deep does a rabbit hole go?
Looks like her, yes. Now we know for certain who is the missing 8th person at the lynching. Do you think that Hardy and his boys could also be involved in the drug operation?
Probably. So Union is involved, maybe even all Martinet. No, all of them. Kept the drug chase secret. It would fit what Joyce told us. But yeah, that.
Understood. We should still go and see what Titus has got to say on the matter.
The movie stars are still smiling from the walls.
Stop smiling.
The radio transmitter sits on the center console, and a faint smell of perfume is in the air.
The radio and this, I feel like, are going to be...
A metallic drawer slides out from the seat. It's empty, except for a folded newspaper.
Really?
It's an issue of Périphérique from last Wednesday. A piece of paper falls out from its pages. It looks like an article ripped out from a radio enthusiast magazine. Complex mathematical equations explain the basics of something called the Ulan frequency system.
Really?
These formulas look oddly painful. Maybe it's the hangover, but they give you a headache.
Man, there's no way I got a hangover. It's been 5 days.
The Ulan frequency
Then again, I haven't
system?
drank any water.
I've never
in
heard of
time.
that before. I know of FM, AM, UKV, but...
The pull-out toolbox slides back into its nest. The rest is as it was. Posters, a radio, dust on the windows.
Yeah, it's awfully noisy for being supposedly empty other than a piece of paper.
Voila! A stack of neatly folded papers has been stashed behind the seating fabric. You see 3 maps depicting a large metropolitan area. It's Revachol.
Bonne prise.
What?
This large map displays the elevated motorway called 881. The intake leading to Martinez is marked with a blue X. There's another X on the off-ramp at a place called the Old South. Toll booths at the intakes are marked with a circle. It looks like there are scant few ways of getting onto the elevated motorway that runs over Jamrock, and this person knows them all. There, hundreds of thousands of motor carriages roar on the 881, high above the mass of brown and red roofs that is Jamrock. The commuters don't even look down. The world ceases to exist outside the windshield. To Couronne, through the middle-income neighborhoods there, by the river, and then to Stella Maris and La Delta for work, while the men and women of Jamrock scuttle to their fates below the road.
Yeah, I love just how this game just, like, throws out names of places that we have no way of knowing where they are.
This municipal map from the 30s displays a complex system of storm sewers underneath a sub-district called the Pops, old military hospital, right adjacent to the 41st precinct. No storm will ever drown Revachol, the great solution to the riddle of history.
Why would you know, like, the first map makes a bit of sense. The second map, why would you need to know the storm drains?
The final map displays a labyrinth of service tunnels left over from the construction of Motorway 881. A few routes have been marked with a pen, where the tunnels and sewers surface near the eminent domain and a traffic island in central Jamrock by the lake. These service tunnels were probably used during the construction of the foundation beneath the motorway.
It means
What does
that the
it all mean?
smugglers are secretly using the motorway to transport their goods and materials. They've infiltrated the East Motor Tract, most likely. The RCM patrols most of these auxiliary roads, though apparently not all of them. Hard to say. This distribution network looks certainly large, yet still vague enough. It doesn't reveal much about the Besmerti behind it. The Besmerti is a Revacholian crime syndicate. They see themselves as the inheritors of the 14 Revacholian Indo-tribes, but really they're just violent gangs vying for control on the west side of Revachol. With cool names like La Puta Madre and Aura Mazda, it's a dark parody. It's definitely not the Union. They just do some logistics. This operation has spread everywhere in Jamrock. If it's that widespread, then Madre remains the most likely suspect. Here's bad news. There have been attempts at a serious investigation before, but they haven't ended well for those involved.
Oh boy.
Lieutenant Kitsuragi is a brave man for saying Madre's name without the winces and whispers that usually accompany it. Especially bad news for cops who may have something in their past they don't even know is there.
Oh. To return a stack of paper. I feel like we should keep the papers. Like, these maps show the drug routes. We should take these and send them to the precinct immediately.
Best not to disturb the scene. I'll have forensics go over the lorry and pick these up later.
Okay, we're gonna have someone else pick it up. Never mind.
The stack of maps looks just like before, barely noticeable. The movie stars look silently by, and the pull-out toolbox has a rubber handle, worn from years of use. Looks like the frequency dial is absent. It requires a key to work, but the key has been removed, likely by the missing lady driver.
You have a key-locked radio? That's not suspicious at all.
Strange. There are so many radio stations saved here. Must be over 100 at least.
Dang.
For contacting an entire fleet of lorrymen, for example. This is all shortwave, UW and UKV. Looks like we are dealing with an impressive organizational tool. The nerve center of a huge operation. With quite a range, too.
Really?
A 20-kilometer radius at least, perhaps extended by an attachable antenna that's not here right now.
Doesn't look like it. It's completely inoperable without a dial key.
The ghostly actresses, and the rusty toolbox under the driver's seat, and the oddly bulging seat cover. You close the rusty old lorry door.
Great. I think we got everything. A word, detective? Before we return to Joyce?
All right,
Yeah?
we've finished here. Let's quickly debrief and go over what we found, so we don't do it in front of the company rep.
Honestly, I'm quite worried by what we've seen so far. The evidence seems to point to a rather extensive and well-organized operation. I'm especially intrigued by that radio transmitter, particularly the sheer number of stations it can connect. Looks like this alleged drug trade casts a wide net.
Yeah, 100-some channels.
I'm
is
not sure
insane.
what the ULAN frequencies are all about, but they may hold some significance. Perhaps it's a better way to connect between fleets while avoiding frequency bleed, or maybe it's used to tap into RCM networks.
Listening in on your calls between you and your station, a worrying prospect.
Oh, and the maps we found. They reveal the geographical extent of the operation. Looks like they've used abandoned tunnels and access roads to stay hidden. This is useful info. And last but not least, it looks like the Hardy Boys knew this driver, as we know that she was present at the lynching. This may be the Union connection we've been searching for.
The probe and the case converged, he thinks. This was quite the find.
Quite the find indeed. What about the movie?
As elegant as they are, I don't think they are relevant to the drug trade.
We didn't even check behind them. There could be a hidden compartment somewhere full
Don't
of
be
drugs.
fooled. Desire always plays a role.
Could the film industry be involved? Maybe the tracers.
Yes, well,
Unimportant.
Yes. It turns out this is connected.
like Joyce told us, yes, logistically. But don't expect to bust this open during our stay here. At best, this is an angle we can use against them, to other ends, as extra ammunition. We should return to the murder case. See what Joyce tells us about the lynching. When we are done for the day, I call my station and suggest our narcotics department look into it. There are more than enough grounds to start an official investigation, sometime later when we are done here. We do not want to get caught in that.
We're gonna get caught in that, aren't we?
The fact that one hasn't started already gives me pause. An investigation, I mean. Especially if the Madre grouping is involved, and I can't imagine they aren't. It's certainly worrisome. All the same, I don't like the idea of internal affairs descending on the matter. That won't help anyone either. Debrief over.
Okay, now the question is, do we go back to Boat Lady first, or do we go to the Whirling Regs since we're here? And confront them first. Let's do the boat lady first. Can we fast over to the boat lady? Nope. Gotta run.
Droplets of rain fall on the white on blue police livery of the motor carriage.
I left the screen. Wait, why were you thinking about it? Wasn't I supposed to
do something important?
Yeah, probably.
Something murder related?
Yeah, probably.
There's always something important. Doesn't mean you can't take a moment to admire this piece of machinery.
I can't imagine this thing, dude. Like, just the sheer size of the engine. Like, Jesus.
Even at a standstill,
it's half the car.
The unibody Caprice Kanema looks sleek and dynamic. The cabin is tilted frontward to give it a more aggressive, hunched look.
Definitely won't funnel, air underneath the car, lifting it up off the road at high speed right now.
Someone has waxed it recently.
Well, Kim cares greatly about his vehicle. I don't like your machine. It looks impractical.
You want to take a closer look?
Oh. What's he packing there, boy?
130.
I reckon that's a 7-liter V12 there.
Fucking what? Oh, sure for you to us. Mama serves some serious macaroni.
You lost me there. The Kinema is fast.
30 kilowatts?
Feels right at home on the raised motor track. Hard to find something that could overtake it. 130.
I reckon that's a
7.2. Supercharged.
Yeah, he likes his car.
Saying these words brings him immense joy.
Yes, an extraordinary machine.
It's nice and all, but why so modest? Put some zing into it. Flare it up. Slam it down. Helium headlights would improve the range and quality of the visual field a lot. It's a bit girly right now. Fit it with some proper off-road components.
With a winch and mud tires, we could take this thing off the beaten path, Kim.
Actually, I have a pair at home. Just haven't gotten around to
I
fitting
kind of
them.
figured he would have.
I need to lay some wiring for the ballast first. Maybe. Yes, definitely maybe.
And means no.
Yeah, he wants to do it himself. A fine machine.
It's nice. Helium headlight. It's a bit
Let's slap
girly.
some mud tires on that
We are
bitch.
not going to.
Oh.
Because this is clearly a sports motor carriage. Yes.
It's nice and helium headlight. It's a bit girly right now. Fit it with some proper off-road components.
Slam it, maybe. You mean like squat it down?
Sorry, I'm not following.
Lingo it up.
Drop the ride, 200 mil, get camera frosty minus it. What?
No, that's porno tuning.
Use bigger words.
Bigger words. It needs a massive aero kit and a gargantuan roof.
Porno. That's short for pornography. That's a negative on the porno.
No one in the history of
Okay, let's go. We got severely distracted for a minute. Keep riding for anything we can. I just thought of something. You think maybe this lady driver is that lady that's staying in that room we can't get into, who we talked to at the start of the game? Her hair wasn't orange or blue or green or anything.
Good. What can I help you with? Not an umbrella, I hope. I don't need one myself, you see.
Here's a coat like that. The rain is freezing.
Sadly, I need this one myself. It's hydrophobic, repels water, almost magically. The company makes them for offshore platform personnel. Very sturdy.
Well, let me set up an order for one.
What I can do for you is answer some questions. Nothing like talking to pass a rainy day.
Yeah, it's a rainy
Yes,
day.
my eyes on the harbour have sent word to that
70.
effect. What have you discovered?
Would you just have like some jackass in a rowboat following me up and down the shore? What exactly are these eyes
It doesn't really matter. And I do apologise for the surveillance. Wild Pines can't afford to be blind at a time like this.
Again, I feel like we should mention the war the dude's
In
trying
any
to
case,
cause,
it's a
but-
relief to know someone has looked into it. If I may ask, will there be an official investigation? I assume you discovered there is an operation.
The lieutenant is about to interject. Cut him off. This decision should be yours.
Now, he said he was reporting it to his guys. It's his thing. Let him
If there
have
is
it.
an investigation, it will be part of an ongoing operation, subject to confidentiality. I am sure you understand.
Of course, detectives.
Yes.
In any case, you've held up your end of our arrangement. I trust you with the rest. Now it's my turn. I wouldn't normally break protocol like this, but the situation demands it. If you don't solve this murder, I'm afraid we may have a bloodbath on our hands.
The words bloodbath sound cold in her mouth. They taste of iron and strawberries.
How did the strawberries get in there? Whatever. Like it if you liked it. Subscribe if you want. Share if you can. Do what you want. Strawberries? Really? Whatever. Share the picture if you want to help the channel. And I'll see you next time. Have fun. Fucking strawberries.